Good morning.
Good morning.
I was reading emails this morning, and I got a number of comments about work-life balance. And they're pretty amusing, actually. But if they weren't so sad, I'd laugh. It's like a drug addict, although I'm not a drug addict, but I've known plenty. It's like a drug addict that knows one guy that got clean. You know? Giancarlo laughs. Do you know anything got clean? A few. Yeah, but anyway, it's like, you know, one guy that got clean. Like I have an uncle who was an alcoholic and got clean. But I know more people that didn't get clean. So they pick one guy that they can figure out that's got a work-life balance that they think is a real work-life balance. They think. They don't know for a fact, because sometimes I tweet the people back or I email them back, do you know this guy personally? No. Have you been with him during a work week? No. But they reach out and they grasp at some straw like a drowning person to try to justify their existence by their 20, 30, 40-hour work week, as opposed to the guys that are on this wall of my influencers and myself, many of which these guys I know personally, or knew personally, because many of them are dead now, and they all had extremely stringent, focused work ethics. They just did. Legend has it that Walt Disney, if there was ever a slappy happy guy in the world, it's Walt Disney, right? Kids, Donald Duck, Mickey fucking Mouse, all this shit, right? He used to work 90 to 120 hours a week. Now he was drawing cartoons and he was being slappy happy and, you know, but he was still working 90 to 120 hours a week. Do you think he built fucking Disneyland on 35 hours a week? I mean, what the fuck's wrong with you people? I don't understand. And it's not frustration in my voice, although my vocal cords aren't used to screaming so much. So about this day is when my vocal cords get a little tender and then they get tough again the next couple of days. But there is no work-life balance, and like Jack Welch says, there's work-life choices. You either make the choice or you don't make the choice. And it's that simple. It's that simple. And if you want that other side of work-life balance, and you want to work 20, 30 hours a week, or 40 hours a week, or whatever you deem required to meet your lifestyle needs, and it really gets back to what are your lifestyle needs. If your lifestyle needs are fuck all nothing, then you can get away with 20 hours a week. You can surf and go to the beach and hang out and some of the shit that I see. But if those aren't your lifestyle needs, the difference is I and the guys on this wall and some of the people in this room have more choices. We have more choices. I have the choice to mentor you for free for 1 year. Now, none of these other dipshit coaches have that choice. Just think about it. They can't do that. And the few that have the money to do it, don't do it. I hadn't really thought about it until just this moment. Maybe it's an epiphany. Aha experience, or ER, whatever the fuck it is. But getting back to the work-life balance. Most world-class athletes are world-class athletes because they have focus, structure, they work hard. Hayden's up here because of his 6, 7 gold medals, because I like to look at him because, you know, he used to walk bow-legged. His thighs were so big from skating 6 to 8 hours a day for 15, 20 years, he couldn't walk straight. Now he's a successful medical doctor, but I mean, he walked like this. And when I first started giving this seminar, Is that work-life balance? You know, and we got Arnie here. When he was laughing at Justin Bieber, and he says, "Are you fucking kidding me?" When Justin Bieber made a muscle like this, you know, this isn't real. Obviously, this is made up. But is that work-life balance? You know, it was Mr. Olympia or Mr. whatever he was 7, 8 times. But they found some little shitbag that works 31 hours a week, who made a couple $1 million, and oh yeah, well, so-and-so dipshit only works 31.5 hours a week, and you know, there is no such thing as work-life balance. There's only work-life choices. Now, last night you all went out to dinner, not necessarily to bond. I went to sleep early. Actually, I very seldom read before I go to bed, because I don't read hardly any books. But I read about a chapter of a book last night, and then I fell asleep. But how was dinner? Oh, you went to my unfavorite place, right? Yeah, I don't like that restaurant. I don't like the restaurant because I don't like the chef. But I'm not going to slam him on YouTube. But a funny joke, many years ago, we went in there, and the guy we went with your former mentor, and he tried to pay with a Black American Express card, you know, and they don't take Black American Express cards, if you recall. And he said, "What? Isn't this the civilized world?" I said, "No, this is Scotland." It might have been the first Black American Express card they ever saw, because I don't think Sally or I ever used ours there. Today we're going to have more role playing. Today we're going to, I'm going to talk some more about the success test. We're going to go talk about mentorships and how you find a mentor, because that question's been asked to me. And just as an aside, if you think you're going to learn all this stuff for $69 and a set of DVDs, you're full of shit. It ain't going to happen. But have you a mentor, and we're going to go through some statistics that are overwhelmingly supportive of the fact that people with mentors, and virtually everybody on this wall has got a mentor, even Bill Gates has a mentor, and his name is Warren Buffett, make significantly more of their lives, and if you're not, cash and money is not the only thing, it's the only thing anybody keeps track of, since the pharaohs, when they're keeping track of their pyramids and the gold they had. But we're going to talk about how you develop a relationship with a mentor, how you find the right mentor for you, and you can have more than one mentor. I don't necessarily suggest that. I have 3 mentors, but for 3 different areas. One to get my head screwed on straight when I was a young kid, one to help me in the energy business, which is what's my big first quantum leap into, and the third was the general business, which was Costa Grazos, the right-hand man of Aristotle Onassis. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how to develop and nurture those relationships, because they're important, and how you're not supposed to be a burden to your mentor. You make it easy for him or her. And we'll spend a good amount of time on that. And then we're going to have a role play, you pitching a gal or a guy to get as a mentor, which is different than pitching a bank. It's different than pitching an accounting firm or pitching a law firm to be an extension of your dream team. Now, I can't emphasize enough, and one of the things on the back, in between the Hall of Fame and my influencers, is my first dream team. And that very first dream team that I had, I bought, because I acquired a company that had 3/4 of my dream team, or my dream board, were already on the board. And I didn't call them the dream board or dream team at the time. I only came up with those names later when I developed the QLA. But, and how important those people are. Are there any questions? We didn't have any homework last night. I got your weekly report. Anything? No questions. Okay, we'll see you at lunchtime.